Hey everyone. So, one of my videos that get the most challenging comments is the video that I named What to Do When He's Checking Out Other Women in Front of You. And people are saying, no, break up with him, do it to him, hurt him, harm him, do something, which of course can work. I get it. But here is what is the different perspective, something that can open you up and maybe get you a little bit of thinking in a different direction. So let's not take it personally. Let's leave you on the side. It's not your man, it's not all about you. Let's just go analyze and talk about men, who men are. And then let's talk about you, who you are, who women are. So let's say you are in the store looking to buy yourself a sweater. You will touch how many sweaters? One? And then you're going to buy it? No, you're going to touch this one. Oh, this one is so furry. Oh, this one is so silky. This one is this one is that. You will probably touch 50, right? Maybe try 5 and maybe buy 1 or 2, maybe not even buy any. You are naturally drawn to beauty. Like, for example, my little orchid. I always want to touch her. These little leaves, so velvety and so beautiful petals. I mean, there is something about, I want to touch this. There is something about sensual dilation that happens when you get in touch with something beautiful. You get in touch with clothes, you get in touch with flowers, with views, with mountains. It's very, very attractive. And of course, you want to play with that. Why not? Right? Beauty is very alluring. Similarly, a man is walking on the street, and there is this woman in a really short skirt and beautiful mile long legs, and there is this other woman with gorgeous face and cute little cheeks and amazing long hair, and this other one with big boobs. It's very attractive. You keep on wanting to see, even if it's something like, a woman with a 10-pound boobs, it may be too much. And then you look at it from the freak factor perspective, but it takes your attention. Just like a regular cat on the street will take your attention, but a cat, furless, right? The naked cat will take your attention even more in a different way. A dog without a leg, right? There is a lot in looking at things and people and architecture from the beauty, balance, and harmony that is so attractive. So your man, being a finite, fallible human being, regular man who has hormones and who has a meter that says, ooh, this is beautiful, right? Will look and react. Doesn't mean he wants to leave you right away. Doesn't mean that, if somebody tries to shoot you, he will throw you in front of the shooter. No, he'll take care of you. He'll protect you. He's your man. But biology makes him look, right? Similarly, you're looking for beautiful blouses and beautiful colors and beautiful tastes. You want to buy a food, and when there is a picture of something, it's so much more attractive if it's beautiful and nicely decorated, right? A nice restaurant with a white tablecloth versus plastic McDonald's table. Beauty matters. Are we clear with that? Beauty matters. It matters to you. It matters to him. It matters to everyone. We buy beautiful things. If you want to sell your old car, you're going to wash it. You're going to clean it at least to try to make it a little more appealing and a little more beautiful. So, conclusion number one, beauty matters. Okay? Now, from here, what do you do? What do you do? He's checking out other women and it feels really yucky, right? I remember when I was a little girl, my father would check out other women and compare them to my mom and be very loud about it. Wow, baby, look, this one is so cute. And she would walk by and he would say, baby, to a stranger woman, while my mom and her daughters, four of us walking on the street, he would be like, wow, look at your legs. Oh, look at your. It was so embarrassing. It was terrible. And I get it. It hurts. It feels yucky. It feels disconnected. It feels disrespectful. It feels diminishing. But the question is, what do you do? You cannot just like change things over. You just tolerate it. What do you do? Some people commented on my previous video, oh, you do it to him. Okay, you do it to him. How do you do it? Some ugly man walks by and then you say, ooh, look at this belly. You don't. What do? You wait until some hot guy comes and then you disregard your own standards, your own morality, your own power to comment just to hurt the father of your children. What do you do? Here is what I suggest. You tell him the sooner that happened, the better. You say, hey, you have every right to look at other women, but I don't feel comfortable. Please don't do it in front of me. That's it. Number one, you acknowledge you have a right because he has the right. You cannot call 911. My husband is checking out neighbor. No, you can't. Unless he is, of course, with binoculars and being really creepy. But, somebody's walking by. What can you do? He has the right, just like you have the right by entering to the store to touch everything and not buy. You have the right. So he has the right to drool over people. But if you give him that right and you acknowledge you have the right to do that. However, I'm really uncomfortable with that. Would you please not do it in front of me? That way, you say you have the right, I get it, I respect your right, and respectfully you ask, would you please not do it in front of me? What do you do by saying that? You are saying, we are a team. I don't want to be uncomfortable when I'm with you. And also, I cannot control what you do when I'm not around. Would you please not do it in front of me because it makes me feel uncomfortable? Do you see grace in this? Ease. There is a certain level of calmness and power. I value myself enough that I'm going to speak for me. The question is this, the fact is that whose business is what he is doing? Like Byron Katie said, there are three kinds of businesses. Your business, my business, and God's business. What you do, who you look at, what you eat, what you wear, who you sleep with is your business. What I eat, what I wear, who I sleep with is my business. And weather and things nobody can control here, it's God's business. So if you live in your business, you set up the energy around you that is gracious and elegant. I don't feel comfortable with that. Would you please not do it in front of me? I'm minding my business. You have the right. Who you do, who you look at, it's your business. You have the right to look. I acknowledge that. But I want to feel comfortable. I'm taking care of my business. And I'm asking you to please not do it in front of me. He has the right to say, no, I want to do it in front of you. He has the right to say, no, I don't want you to be happy. No, I don't want you to be comfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable. This is his business. And then you, as a powerful, gracious woman living in your own business, from there you decide, what do I want to do with this? Do I want to check out other guys and play on that low level? You're welcome. Enjoy. Tell me how it works for you. I would never do that because of my own, what I want to do to me. I would purposely not do it. But I would probably stop walking on the street and stay in there and, take a breather and slow down and easy tigress myself and figure out, what do I want to do now? Right? What do I want to do with my life? If I cannot live in this world in which this is happening, what do I want to do? I cannot control him. I cannot change him. I cannot manipulate him. But I can me. I can control what I do, what I say, who I look at, who I don't look at. I am in control of my own words. And I want to live my life in a way that I'm happy, in a way that makes me feel good. So first, I'm going to speak for me, right? Love yourself enough to speak up for yourself. Love yourself enough to say what matters to you. Make a decision. That's self-love. It's not always hair and makeup and nails and eyelashes that is self-care. This is grooming. Self-care is that you love yourself enough to say, no, thank you. Self-care is that you love yourself enough to easy tigress and figure out, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do? Because I only have control over me. What do I want to do? And that gives you a lot of calmness, a lot of energy. You don't have to engage with every behavior that you don't like, that is below your pay grade, so to say. I had some people in my life who I really, really love. And it was a great connection, friendship, amazing. But then there was some money conflict. And these people started totally blaming me for whatever, even though I never actually did anything wrong. I actually gave them way more money than I ever asked. But this whole energy was like, you do this, you do that, you didn't do this. And I realized our friendship is on a higher level. We talk about ideas, we talk about plans, we talk about projects, we talk about making the world better. And when this low energy and low under the belt punches start to happen, I sent one email that was, thank you for saying this. If you want to talk about that one-on-one, as it's our relationship, let's do that. I'm totally open. But this name calling and this complete disillusionment, it's below my pay grade. And of course, nobody wanted to communicate because it was trauma-based. And then a couple of those blah, blah messages that I don't want to engage with. This is not what I want to do for my life. So I don't. So if you don't want your man to check out other women, what will you do? Start checking other men? What will you do? Make drama on the street? Or would you take an opportunity to connect? Honey, I love you so much. I love us very much. I love connecting with you. And of course, you have right to look at beautiful women. She's beautiful to me too. But I feel uncomfortable when you're checking them out. Would you please not do it in front of me? It's self-respect and class. I would love to see what you have to say against it. I would love to see, why is this so difficult? Why do we want to revenge and punch back? It only shows the pain And I get it. If you have the pain about it, I definitely had watching my father. It was a trauma from childhood. But I don't want to do this to me. At one point, you show up to your man. I am here. And if you are doing this behavior, I don't feel comfortable and I'm not going to fall there. I'm going to maybe go there. Right? You stand up the standard in which we live together. In my book called Easy Tigress, I talk about when a woman is between that stage in a limbo, trying to make a decision, should I stay or should I go? What do I do? Do I repair this relationship or do I leave? And if I leave, how do I leave without regret? Later on, oh, I should have done this and that. If you choose to leave, after you said, "Blah, blah, 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 I'm checking out other guys, blah, blah, blah," you will regret later because you drop down yourself. But if you stand up and you say, hey, I'm not comfortable. Can we please not do this when we are together? I just want us to be together when we are alone. Oh, yes, sure, we can. You elevate. But if you elevate and he says, no, I want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to stop looking at other chicks. Okay, thank you for telling me the truth. Now you analyze, where am I at now? Can I leave? How can I leave? Do I want to leave? Or I want to do what I call in my book incremental tension injection, in which you are talking next level. It's like a nudge, hey, a nudge and then a push and then the shove, escalating, incrementally escalating the tension instead of just like, fine, we done. I hate you. Oh my gosh. That's what people do. That's what women do. Everything is good, and then suddenly everything explodes. So you analyze yourself and you see, okay, he will be doing that in front of me. How do I want to act around it? Well, maybe then I don't want to go somewhere with you when there will be people. Or maybe when I see you do that, I will stop and wait for 10 steps and I will come after. Or I will take another route to wherever we are going. But I will not, for the sake of my own love, for myself, I will not criticize, complain, bitch, do the same negative behavior. I will not do this because I value myself more. But I will certainly inform you how does that feel and what do I want to do it differently and better. If your man is partner, he will absolutely get it. Absolutely. If your man is not, if it's what I call 4 a-holes, there are 4 a-holes to divorce. If he is the adulterer or he definitely wants to abuse you, right? He will keep doing it. But that's when you easy tigress yourself and calmly figure out what is my next step in incremental tension injection. Most men, if you're married already, men are good. Most men are really cool people. We just don't know how to establish our value in front of them. And it starts early when it's happened first time. When it happens second time, that's when you start, not 20 years later. But even 20 years later works. Even 20 years later works. Because if somebody stayed with you for 20 years and you didn't feed that, like, ooh, look at her, oh, look at her. Like, so it becomes like we are body checking out everyone, right? If you have that continual partnership that is now becoming a little more, he's checking out people and you are feeling insecure because maybe you gained some weight or you don't feel so good about your body, this is when you can still have a nice conversation. Can be right there on the street or the first thing when you come home. Please never disrespect. You always want to be clean and elevate yourself. Always, because you will feel better about who you are. It feels so good to feel good in your own body, to trust yourself. Oh, I did this great. I love who I am. That's really amazing. I love you very much. Let me know if you have more questions about that. Let me know what you disagree with that. Why would this be such a big deal? Okay, hold on. Somebody is here saying something. Oh, hello, Paige. Helena, I've approached this before. So, how do I handle when he completely denies it? Very good. Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you, Paige. So, this is what you do. You say, hey, I don't feel comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I didn't do it. I never did it. Thank you for saying. Maybe you didn't do it. Maybe I was afraid that you may have done it. So I'm keeping myself in in check, and I would love to see if you would to keep yourself in check. So next time it happens, I will hold your hand and squeeze you 3 times, or any other, I would say a safe word, orange or a banana or avocado or whatever is the safe word. That way you are using the mistake and you are kind of brushing it off. Okay, I trust you. Maybe it was my paranoia. I don't know. But next time, can we team up? Squeeze, keyword, something. If it happens, I'll just stop and hold you with me so we stop together. Or if we are sitting in a restaurant and you are whatever, I'm just going to, with my fork and my glass or something, make a team agreement. That way, when this is relationship, this is us. He is now checking out other women. So he's leaving the relationship. And you are racing after, which makes you unattractive. But after that, we have a conversation and we say, hey, if I notice that happening, I will knock knock at the glass or something, keyword or a safe word, and remind you to come back for this. Let's be the team. And if he at that moment says, sure, we will do it, and then denies it, then you would be like, okay, honey, this is the second time the denial happened. I don't appreciate it. I don't feel comfortable with that. And of course, I love you so much. I don't want to be the nagging woman who will just criticize you and complain. This is not who I am. This is not what I want to be. So if it happens again, this is when I will do blank. And you have to figure out with yourself what is the next level of that incremental tension injection. Divorce and goodbye is 10. He's checking out other women. Our disconnect is kind of like a 2, 3. What will be intensity of the level 4? What will be your intensity 5, 7, 9? Incrementally increase and let him know about those steps of incremental tension injection. I have tried this. However, he's consistently denied, has said almost exactly what you just shared, and I'm wanting to figure out the next level. There you go. You take care of yourself and find out where do you stand with that. And never just explode. This is super low class. Never just do something that later you will regret. You can say, hey, this is the 5th time it happened. I don't enjoy it. I don't like this denial. I don't like our disconnect. I want to be connected to you. I miss you. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. I don't feel special. I don't feel yours. Do you want me to feel turned off? Because this behavior is turning me off. Do you want to turn me off? Most men don't want to turn women off, right? So if it happens again, you tell him, if it happens again, I will do this. And do something gentle. Don't go from level 3 to level 9. Just gentle. I will stop doing this. I will turn around. I will leave the room and I'll be back in 20 minutes. I will do this. I will do that. Incremental tension injection. My book will come out hopefully in July, August, so hopefully this summer. And I'm also going to be teaching a whole course about this whole situation. When we have a good relationship, but we don't know how to repair, it's too good to leave, right? But not good enough to stay. So we become confused in our head. The book gives you clarity. Should I stay or should I go? How do I repair if I stay? How do I leave? And it talks about these little problems, the little things that bug us here and there, right? Does this help, Paige? Do you know where do you want to be with your next level? What's the next level of incremental tension injection? Because the deal is you cannot change or control other people. You are your own business, right? It's his business who he's checking out, not your business. That's his business. Your business is how you react about it. Your business is your words, your state of mind, your brightness, your whatever. So, what do you do? My mom, when her husband was checking out chicks and complaining, she had no power. That's what she thought. We lived in a communistic country, Yugoslavia at the time, when divorce was not an option. Only way you can get a divorce at the time was if both parties want to divorce. Number two problem was she was getting her salary cash. Every month when she would come back home with the salary, he would wait in front of the door and take all her cash. He would control the fridge and we had no food. There were 5 shelves in the fridge, 4 were for him, 1 was for 4 of us. So for mother and 3 children, 1 shelf. Everything else was his. So my mother could not leave. She was stuck. So she planned she will leave one day when children grow up. But thankfully, she left earlier because circumstances were favorable for us, right? But don't put yourself in a situation in which you are really living your life like you don't like yourself. Okay, let's see what you are saying. What's your plan? You just said, okay, good. Okay, but tell me what's your think what you want to do. He stopped doing this for a while and it was noticeable. Then he did it just last night. I addressed it calmly and he denied. My energy dipped. I felt awful. He denied it. Good. But now look, it's very hard to be mature and to look in the eyes of your woman and say, you know what, you're right, I did it. It's like admitting that you are a piece of poop. It's hard. But the fact that he didn't do it in a long time, bring it back up. You know, honey, you remember I talk about gold digging? Dig the gold. Where is my gold digging shovel? Dig the gold from all this time he didn't do it. You know, honey, I really appreciate how many months and months we had together that we were just, I felt so close to you. I felt connected. I felt happy. I felt safe. We were together. I felt fantastic. Thank you for providing that. And yes, I understand it's hard to admit. It's easier to deny because you're probably denying because you don't want to hurt me. Thank you for that, love. But I would feel safer and more comfortable if we just, like adults, face it and then figure out how we're going to continue through that. Thank you so much. You see, when I say kill him with kindness, right? Because it's better for your nervous system. I did tell him that he stopped doing it for a while and how much easier it was being with him in public, and it made me happy. Beautiful, fantastic. You did the best what you could. And now let him be the best that he can. And maybe some people need a reminder. So it's not ingrained in everybody to always have a attention to the wife. But you're going to be the squeaky wheel and you're going to squeak a little. You're not going to be explosive wheel. Squeak here, squeak there. But you will incrementally increase. You will not just be squeaky, squeaky, squeaky because that sounds like nagging and they tune out. You will be squeak, louder squeak, right? And then like, hey, squeak. And then, oops, I'm not moving this wheel anymore. And then, explosion. right? Squeak in harmony. What are you saying, my dear? I hear you. Good, good. I hear you too, honey. This is, look, relationship, it's nobody's gonna just come to you when you're born and tell you, okay, you're gonna marry this guy and everything will be perfect, happily ever after, enjoy. It doesn't happen that way. It's just not how life is designed. We are designed, and I always believe, Paige, I totally believe this. We are together in this life, in this world, to grow. The purpose of relationships is growth. Some people say it's to have children, it's to age together, it's partnership. I don't see it that way. It's growth. So look how beautifully you are growing, having an opportunity to calmly speak up and incrementally increase the tension. Do you know, like a dog? Dog first, if you bug him too much, will just kind of like move. And then it will yawn. And then it will show the teeth. And then growl. And then it will bite. Right? Some dogs who just go from petting to biting end up dead. Euthanize the dog, right? We're not going to be like that. We know our class. And we want to create a world that works for us with only one thing we can control: ourselves, our mind, our words. Okay, my dear? I hope you enjoyed it. I love that we had like a little one-on-one private conversation. And I will be doing these YouTube lives on Tuesdays, probably around this 11 or 12 o'clock Central Time. So this one was at 12:15 actually. So I will be doing that every Tuesday. So come along and stay tuned for my course. I really think it would benefit you so much to take the course, Easy Tigress course, right? To learn, if you want to leave, how to leave. I'm describing exactly how to leave that preferably will make you feel good together, right? But definitely will keep your sanity, will keep your cool, will be the least stressful as possible. And as you know, I don't advocate neither side. You should stay, you should leave. I don't have that. I don't give that advice. I just show up and tell you what's available and you make your choice. And I think you're very smart and bright. And our choices are usually made by the amount of calories we have at any given moment. I feel that I'm always the one who is lifting him up and using the tools you shared. Yes. And he doesn't see it at all. Very interested in the course. Okay. So listen, my dear, I'm going to tell you the secret. I'm going to ask you a question actually first. Who repairs the relationship? Who is the one? You may think, me, a woman. If I ask that question to guys, they say, men. Neither. It's the one with a higher EQ, with a higher emotional intelligence. And very likely in your relationship, this is you. In my relationship, this is me. And many times I've been like, hey, fine, I'm not going to repair. I'm not going to start first. You made a mistake, you should correct. How long the silence lasted? 4 days. 4 days. And I was like, I don't want to live 4 days without my husband. So yes, he is better at investing. He is better at doing things that I completely don't understand numbers, but I understand heart. I understand emotions. And if I have to be the hero of our relationship, yes, sign me up. I'm going to be the one. I don't mind apologizing. I don't mind. Yeah, I apologize for being disrespectful when I said this and that, instead of slowing down and figuring out what's really going on, right? So bring it up, own it. It's a privileged position. I have a higher EQ. I'm going to clean this up. I'm not going to expect from a donkey to run as fast as a horse. I'm the horse in this relationship. He's a donkey. when it comes to emotional powers, right? I'm going to be faster. I'm going to come up with better ideas. I'm going to be more efficient with that. But then I'm going to let him do whatever he's better at. I'm going to zip it and tell him I'm happy. I'm going to dig the gold. Even if I find 3 tons of mud to dig one little gold, I'll do it. One little gold is worth it. All this mud, I don't count. I don't count. I actually thinking I have a little uh, like a journal kind of situation that I do. I call it gold and mold. Gold is healthy for relationship, but mold is not. So you write in a journal couple of molds, couple of things that bug you, couple of things that you feel unseen, unheard, unloved. Write. And then after you finish writing, then write couple of golds. Gold about how he treated you, gold about what he did for you. Even if it's a small gold, he gave me a glass of water. That way, you're making your brain work more golden, and you will see there will be less and less mud and more gold. I will teach this as a workshop. Stay tuned. So we're gonna have one little mud and mud, gold and mold workshop. So stay tuned for this, my dear. Okay. I love you so much for joining with me. This was fantastic. I hope to see you next Tuesday. Let's see what else you have to say. I feel lonely, unfulfilled. Yes. And I keep trying with the tools. And yes, I hear you with a higher EQ. Of course. I apologize, stay accountable, and I will continue to dig the gold. I just feel lonely when nothing really changes with him. Good idea. Mold and gold. Do that writing. Okay. So, unfulfillment. You have my Woman Up manual, right? If you don't, go to helenasummer.com/woman up. I talk about the gold digging and Oscar winning and other tools. But important, very important, yeah, thank you. Very important tool is self-care. In a good old times, like 100 or 50 or whatever years ago, women had their own little tribe. The mother and grandma and neighbor and auntie and nieces, they all kind of live around in a village setting and had support from each other. Our female loneliness is very often unfulfilled, impossible to be fulfilled by a man. We need adventures, we need girlfriends, we need time, we need new things to do, we need fun. We women, we need that. And being intelligent tigresses as we are, right? We figure out how to provide that for ourselves. We must figure it out. We must, because that fulfillment is so necessary. It's oxygen, it's water. It's like my plants would not grow without water, without light. You know how many lights I have, artificial lights for my plants, just to give them enough what they need. And we women, we need good soil, meaning foundation, family members, sisters, mothers, father who was a good man, which many of us didn't have. So that our soil is already, you cannot grow the jungle in the sand, right? So we are trying with the unfulfilling soil. You need a soil, you need a light. These are your girlfriends, these are your excitements, these are your new blouses and new stuff, right? And we need the water. That's our relationship. But if you expect all three things from one man, you're not gonna get it. And then you're gonna feel like, oh, but Jenny has it with her man. It's not always so. We want to learn how to fulfill ourselves. And sometimes you can even say, I love this saying. You say to your man, honey, I love you very much and I want to be with you, but I need some fulfillment in a form of roller skating, being in the nature, writing a journal. You know what I do? I'm making my own leather bag. I do every week leather work. I cannot wait to show you the bag. I made one already, but now I'm making the really nice one. Can't wait to show you. right? It's amazing how much focus and peace and self-creation I feel from that. Find what you need to fulfill your own batteries and do your own business. And you can even say, oh, I'll be back just before the lunch. So if you want to prepare something, I would really appreciate. Or maybe if you want to prepare your favorite, you know, filet mignon or whatever he knows how to do, I would be so happy. And give him opportunity to know when you will be back. And I will be back happy. I'm going to fill my batteries. He knows if you are filled and happy, you're not going to complain, bitch, criticize. And then he feels more open, right? And I would love to see as much gold that we can find in our man. Oh, you have the manual. Good. Cool. I love you so much, my dear. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday on the live, and hopefully we have many more people. I will start promoting it and inviting other people to come. Much love, my dear Paige. See you.